Hi, and thanks for joining us in today's Whiteboard Friday. We're going to be discussing social media and your car accidents. Something that you didn't think would go hand in hand is actually probably one of the most critical things that you can help with in your personal injury claim. So, to begin, social media is just as important as your parents warned you. It is a very, very decent opportunity that you could hurt your claim or hurt yourself by oversharing or posting or not setting your privacy settings in the way that could protect you and your personal injury claim. Let's dive right in, discuss this, make you an expert, and get you back on towards having a lovely weekend. Let's begin by discussing how social media can hurt you and your personal injury claim. Very, very simple. Social media, excellent tool for staying in contact with your friends and family, excellent tool for sharing information, but sometimes it can be too excellent. Sometimes those hashtags, those pictures, and even those posts can be used to injure you or your potential claim by oversharing. It is the goal of the insurance company and of opposing counsel to tell their version of events and their stories using your social media content. It's critical, as far as following my strategy, to avoid posting. We're going to talk about that here in a minute, but I want you to understand why it's dangerous to use social media after motor vehicle accidents. The insurance company, their goal is to gather and collate as much information about you and your claim as possible so they can get a better sense of who you are and what they can do to stifle your claim. With that being said, sometimes the most innocent things in the world that you post on social media can be used to damage your claim substantively and substantially. With that being said, avoid posting things like what physical activities you've been doing, local check-ins at restaurants or at sporting events or sporting venues. Avoid posting things that show emotional distress or don't show emotional distress if you have a claim for emotional distress. And avoid showing things that show financial gain or don't show financial hardship if you are making a claim for financial harm. With that being said, here's a couple really simple examples. If you're claiming a motor vehicle accident has caused you to lose your job and you've got no money, probably not a great idea to check in at a restaurant every weekend at your favorite restaurant, or check in at your favorite Wine 101 place where you get the bottle of wine for you and your significant other to enjoy. Maybe don't post pictures from your trip to Italy. Those things can go a long way to give the opposing counsel content to talk about who you are and what you're doing. It's very, very easy to turn a picture into a story they can use against you. So with that being said, let's talk about what you can do to protect yourself. There's some very simple advice here. I want to run through it here very quickly with you. Social media makes it easy for the insurance company to snoop on you. They can find out who your best friend was. They can even call a potential witness by using your friends list on social media. More importantly, they can look at the photos that you've been posting, the places that you've been checking into, and even potentially the apps that you've been using. With that being said, my recommendation, cease all social media activity after a motor vehicle accident and for a significant period of time following. And beyond that, rethink your privacy settings. With that being said, you can get incredibly granular with your settings in social media for things like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can show only friends particular kinds of content. You can limit people that are not on your friends list from seeing anything. You could give entirety of the access to your account to somebody, or you can remove it completely, or anything in between. This is not an off and on kind of option. There are tons of different settings in between. Be conscientious that your privacy is critical to a successful personal injury claim. With that being said, don't post or discuss your physical activities or travel. Don't do it generally, don't do it specifically, and give your friends and family a heads up to not do it either. It's probably a good idea they don't post any pictures of you or tag you in photos. Make sure you set your privacy features so that only you can tag yourself in photos. Very simple advice. With that being said, let's move right on over to what you should do if you can't stop using social media. If you're anything like me, you love posting, you love sending Instagram to your best friend about that nice steak dinner that you're eating, it's going to be hard for you to do that. So here's some basic tips and tricks that you can have to make sure you're protecting yourself after a motor vehicle accident. First and foremost, ensure that only your friends can see your content. It's a very simple thing to do in Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or anywhere else. With that being said, only you should be able to see your friends list. You don't want a list of potential witnesses to be out there about who you are and what you usually do. Don't make it easy for the insurance company and the at-fault party or their attorneys to get information about you. These are some really simple things that you can do to make sure it's not easy for them. Now, this is not about cheating the system. This is about making sure that you're protecting your claim and protecting yourself. With that being said, make sure that your profile can't be found. If you aren't going to deactivate it so that only your friends can see content, maybe you're a social butterfly and you don't want to do that. Make sure it can't be found with social media. Your social media profiles can't be found by search engines. It's going to make it a whole lot more difficult for you to hide it amongst all the other profiles. With that being said, limit past posts for those people that can see your profile. You're an ever-evolving person. No reason to show the entirety of your social media history to anyone that is on a friends list. Beyond that, it is critical that if you do post content, that you don't ever delete that content. It is absolutely critical that you understand the removal of discoverable evidence can be a violation of the rules of evidence in North Carolina. With that being said, I want to thank you for taking a moment to watch this video, learn a little bit about social media and car accidents in North Carolina. If you have any questions, reach out to us through our website or via Twitter at WPLNC. Thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.